Okay, I'm starting the recording. Okay. So today we'll be seeing the Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is one of the first tools developed by Selenium. So the name is Selenium IDE is Integrated Development Environment. So there is like a lot of things you call it as integrated development environment because you can do all kinds of development. So today we are using this tool for automation. So automation, if I say automation, so any test, anything that you can do manually using your computer, we can do it using the automated systems, automated tools I can call. So the automated tools are like Selenium IDE. So how we can do it using Selenium IDE is what we are going to see today. So Selenium IDE has some advantages and some disadvantages. We'll go through the advantages and disadvantages also. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Okay, so we'll go through that. Okay, so now first of all, when I talk about Selenium IDE, Selenium IDE is an automation tool which can do record and playback. When I say record and playback, like we do recording, right? The same way we can do record and playback using the Selenium tool. So the Selenium IDE tool works on only on Firefox. Very, very important. The Selenium IDE tool works only on Firefox browser. So it will not work on any other browsers. Okay, so you have to, and then Selenium IDE is a plugin to Firefox. So when I say plugin to Firefox, you have to open the Firefox and install the Selenium IDE. So when I open the Firefox, right, if you have Firefox installed, you can just go and install Selenium IDE. So when you have Firefox open, if I say Selenium IDE plugin, so you can just go and search for that. You can click on that one, and then you can just say add to Firefox. So you can just go and add the Selenium IDE plugin to your Firefox. So this is one way that you can just attach the Selenium IDE, or you can do by, there is a website called Selenium HQ. So the website is Selenium HQ. So if you go to this website, seleniumhq.org, so you can find all the Selenium related things. So you can just find out all the so you can just download Selenium standalone server. So the version of Selenium. So basically, and then you can also download all the other tools of Selenium. You can download the drivers of Selenium. I'll tell about what are the drivers of Selenium later. So you can download all the plugins and stuff. So one that we are looking is Selenium IDE, the first tool. So you can also download the Selenium IDE from here also, which is like seleniumhq.org/download. Free tool. You don't need to pay for anything, or everything is free. So you say install some plugins, or you can say add from this site, or you can do from lot of things. So you have tutorials page, everything is here. Okay, so you can just do whatever you want. So there are all these three tools support, everything is given in this tool. Or you can go to this which is like Mozilla website. So you can just go ahead and click on add to Firefox, and then it will just go and add to your Firefox. Okay, so this is the way to install the Selenium IDE tool. So how does it work? So once you do the installation, it's already installed on my computer, so I don't want to do the installation again. So you can do the installation on your computers. So it's very simple tool. So you just click on this when you come here. So just click on the tool, and then it will get installed. And it is just a plugin. Okay, when I say a plugin, Okay, so it will get installed like your ad blocker. So if you see ad blocker, right, Firefox ad blocker, you will open the Firefox and you will do an ad blocker, right? So in the same way, Selenium IDE is also a plugin. So when you open the Firefox, it will just it's like a tool that comes up in the side. So if you see here on the side, I got a tool. The name of the tool is Selenium IDE. So if I click on the tool, so I see Selenium IDE 2.9.1, which is already installed on my computer, so which is now working. So the same way in your computers also, you should have a tool called Selenium IDE. So just click on this one, and now this is a tool. So this tool is already installed. So now how can we automate? So when I say automation, I've already told. So what is automation? So automation is nothing but a manual test case. So you have a manual test case, and that test case you are going to automate. So that if I say, if I want to automate a login, or if I want to if I want to automate Facebook registration page, okay, page. So I can automate that. I can automate and test that. So instead of manually creating a registration page and testing whether it is working or not, we are going to automatically generate a script. So the script is nothing but the script called the JavaScript, or I mean the Selenium IDE script here. So instead of doing in the manual procedure, we are going to do in automated procedure. So means when I write a script and if I run the script, it will automatically do the registration and test whether if it is working successfully or not. Okay. So basically we're trying to test whether it is successfully working or not. Okay. So now how do we do that? Let's go and see now. Okay. So let me close everything. Close. So this I'll minimize. So now I open the Firefox browser. So first thing that we need to do is, because it's a plugin, even if you see ad blocker, right? Until or unless you open the Firefox, it will not open the ad blocker. The same way here also. First of all, what you have to do is you have to open the Firefox manually. There is no other way. You have to open manually. And once you open manually, so you can just go to the link on the corner. So you see here, or you can also say tools, Selenium IDE. So there are two ways. So you can say tools and Selenium IDE. And then the other one is this one, Selenium IDE. So just click on this tool, and once you click on this tool, so you can just go ahead and see the screen. So now we are thinking of automating Facebook page. So let's go and click on facebook.com. So now this is the page we are thinking of automating the sign up. Okay, so here I have fields, first name, last name, mobile number, in this one, new password, month, date, year, female, male, sign up. So if you see this page, you have input boxes, you have drop downs. So you have radio buttons. These are called radio buttons, female and male selection radio buttons. You have a button here. You have some text here. So if you see, you have a text here. So a page might contain lot of things, like you can have a link, you can have text boxes, you can have drop downs. So you can have male, female, radio button, sign up. So we'll see what are the list of items that will be present on the web page. But basically, if you understand here, so you will have all these things on the web page, any web page. If you take any web page on any browser, so you'll have it. But now, as we are automating on the Selenium IDE, so we took Firefox as the browser, because Selenium IDE supports only Firefox as the browser. Okay. So now I go and now I just go and open the Selenium IDE. So it has done some junk. So let's just go and delete everything, because we did some junk. So just delete everything. If you want to close it, also close it. Don't save. So just reopen again, because we have touched a lot of things, right? It has recorded a lot of things. So when we started here, if you see the red, there's a red button. It is record button. it is record when this is in like little faded color, then it is recording. If it is in the red color, then it is stopped recording. So now this is in the recording mode, means it started recording. So now that's how you can say that it is in the recording mode. Okay, so now come here and you can give like test name, and here I'm giving the last name test, the last name. So I'm giving some fields. Okay, give the mobile number or email. So I have given tyurst @gmail.com. So re-enter the mobile tyurst @gmail.com. So you want a new password. So I'm giving some password. Quit 1 2 3 4 5, and then it is asking me to select the date of birth. So I'm selecting the date of birth, Jan, and then somewhere 19, somewhere around. So let me go and select some year. So I'm 86, and then male or female. So I'll select the female, and then I'll click on the sign up button. So I clicked on the sign up button. So then we got a message saying that we require everyone to use the name they use in everyday life, what their friends call them on Facebook. Learn more about our name policies. Means there is an error. So instead of using test name, they are telling that you use something else. So this is a message given by Facebook telling that you are giving some wrong information here. This is a test case. So basically, if you give some test name, so then it should not accept, because people can generate random accounts, right? So it is stopping us to create an account. So it is giving me some error message here. So that's what it's happening here, correct? So now I'll go to the Selenium IDE. If you see here, it has done lot of recording. So it has recorded whatever we have done. It has recorded everything. It has done all the recording in using whatever we have done the steps. It has recorded. Now if you want to stop recording, let's stop the recording. So recording is stopped now. So now if you want to play back whatever we have done, now let's go and play back and see whether it is running the script as same as not. So before that, I'll just clean up, because everything I don't want to be do same, or I think it'll do a cleanup, but I'm just doing it. So now let's go here and then just go and run the script. So if you see here, this is a run symbol. So run test case. So just click on run. So it opened the Facebook and then it started typing. So there is something wrong. So it failed somewhere. Select window. Something, there is select window. Delete. So I don't think there are some unnecessary steps that has got added. So just delete, because how do you know these are unnecessary steps? You will understand that when you when you just do the practice. So somehow there are some unnecessary steps called select window or something got added. So I'm just deleting those steps. Okay. So what we want is just type all these things, etc., etc., and then select these things. So delete. So maybe this website has some problem or something like that, but there is something that is getting selected, which is called select window. So just, I don't want this also, and then I don't want this also. Okay, so now I'm just cleaning the script, but normally when you record you should get the proper script, but I don't know, somehow here there is somehow there is some problem, maybe because of Mac, or I don't know. So just delete. Okay, so now let's go and run again. So I'll go and run again. So it will open cleanly. It started, it put very fast, so you don't see it. You just clicked on, it did not click on sign up button because it failed here in this step. So I don't want this step also. Cut this step or move this step down. Delete it. Delete. Okay, so now I'll delete this also. Okay, so now let's go and run again. So just making sure the script is working fine. So it is not clicking on the sign up button. I clicked on somewhere else. So just delete again, and then so the last click is not working. So I just deleted it. Okay, let me go and select this one again. Okay. Um, does this really happen every time? No. Don't worry about these things. It's just because something is happening in this because of the recording, or I don't know what's happening here. But normally, when you record, you will not get all these problems. Okay, when do your recording and just test it again. Okay. So let's go to the Selenium IDE script. I just select and say delete. Uh, so let me save the test case. And then now that got deleted. So I'm just again going and playing the test case. So it went, and now there is no sign up button. So now we have to add the sign up button. So now here I'm just clicking on the record button and then clicking on the sign up button. Okay. So now let me go ahead again. So now it clicked on the this thing, but it again selected some window. So I don't want this window. I'll just go delete the window. So now this is your full steps, and when I click on sign up button, it did not select female because the selection is gone. So let me go and record that step also. Okay, that step is missing now. So let me go on that, select that step also. So click on record and click on male or female. So now just go ahead and go to the Selenium and move that step to the top. So you can also move the steps to the top. So you can just so you just move the step. Just click on the down arrow, so you can just move the steps down and up also here. Okay, now you just stop the recording and come down and play the recording. So now we got expected script. Okay, so now whatever I did, I'll just re-explain again. So I'll redo the stuff. So what I did was I have to do the recording. So I just went and clicked on the recording button. So I did the recording. So there are some unnecessary steps that are getting recorded. So if you see, the procedure is we have to go and open the website slash here means facebook.com, because the slash is coming from here. So the facebook.com, so the facebook.com open slash is open facebook.com. So that is the first line of our script. The second line of the script is type this test name. So that is the second line. So there is a third line, type this one. There's a fourth line, this one we typed here. So there is a fifth line that we typed. So let me stop the recording. So now the fifth one that we typed here, and then the password that we typed, and then the month, and then day, year that we have selected, and then the click of female or male button that we have clicked, and then the click of sign up button, and we got this message. So we have to verify this message, but we will do it later. So but I have edited the script. So if you see here, you can record from anywhere. So you can just select here and start recording also. So you can do recording from between, or you can start the recording from the start, or you can delete some steps, add some steps, and everything you can do. And once you have done everything, so you can also play the recording. So if you just want to play the recording, so just go and play the recording like this. So if you want to click on this one, so just click on this. So it just did it. So now if you see the buttons here, right, fast and slow. So this is the speed of the script, how it is running. So you can also run the script in a very slow fashion, means because now if you see it's very fast. So now if you can change it to slow and fast here. So if you just go and change it to slow and then move the script now and just click on run, so it is running again. So but this time it's very slow, so it's just running very slow. So it is running 1986 female, and then it clicked on the button and we got the error message. So now this is how the Selenium IDE works. So because it ran all the steps successfully, it is saying runs here 1 and then failures 0, because it ran the script and then there is no failures, so that's why it's 0. So now if you want to run here, you can run here. If you want to pause the script, you can pause the script, so you can do anything. So this is the recording button, this is the play button, and then this is the pause button. Can I record one more test case? Yes, you can also do one more test case also. File and you can do new test case, and then you can see there is one more test case that got added, which is very new. So here I can add like one more site called like dice.com. So and then I can go and go to the dice and then do some automation. And then click on find tech jobs. So something is happening, so that's fine. So now if I go to the Selenium, oh sorry, I did not click on record button. So just clicking on the record button. So now again I'll go to the dice.com. So click on automation and then click on find tech jobs. So again it is doing the same thing. So now if you see here, there is again so there is a select window that is happening because I think because of this recording and this screen. So but if you do it, you will not get all these things. So just delete. If you think any step is extra, just go ahead and delete it. I believe this is because of I'm on the go to meeting, and then I'm doing all this stuff again here. Okay, just delete this stuff and just select this, right click and then delete. So now open, we did the open, we type whatever called automation, we did click and wait. So I'll save the script also, save the script. So file and then you will save test case. So now you can save this test case as dice test. So and then click on save button. So now you have two test cases now, one is Facebook and one is dice test case. If you want to run dice test case, select the dice test case and click on run here. So now it will run only dice test case. So it is giving automation, clicking on the find jobs, and then it is going to the automation. So whatever it is passed. So now if you are running one test case, then you have to run this one. Now if you want to run multiple test cases, then you see there is another button here. So you can run all the test cases using this button. So now it will run first test case and then the second test case. So now it is doing all the steps you can see here. So now it is doing the first test case now. So it has done the first test case and now it went to the second test case and it it has executed the second test case using the Selenium IDE. So now if you see how many runs, 2 runs, and failures, if you see 0. So there is no failures. So if you see the log, you can see all these things. So if you typically understand the Selenium IDE, so if you go to the Facebook thing, so it is a keyword driven framework. When I say keyword driven framework, it's a keyword driven framework. So means you cannot customize it or do anything whatever you want, but it is set of keys. The set of keys are like, see, type is a keyword, and then what is a target? The target is nothing but if I go to Facebook now. So let's go and understand the script now. So open means it want to open the website, so that's why there is a command called open. So that's a key is open here. So the type is again that we wanted to type something. So they have given a key named type. Simply thinking as Java functions here. So there are some functions which is already written, and those functions are doing some actions for us, and those are like keys for us. So next time if you want to type again to another keyword, then you have type. So but you are typing in a different target. So the target is nothing but your object here. So your last name, first name. So these are your targets. So and then what is the third column? Value. The value is nothing but the test name. If you type some inputs here, the inputs that you are typing here is the test data. The test data is the third column. So if you observe clearly, the type is the first one is just key. It's a kind of a function with two parameters. One is it is taking the object. The object is your input box or whatever the other things that it wants to take. And then it is taking the second parameter. In case if there is a value, means the test data, it wants the test data, then it is taking the test data. So if you see, there are different types of commands. So it's a repetition of keywords. So type is a keyword, it is repeated many times. So it's a keyword driven approach because it's driven by keywords. So now it select is a keyword, and now see select because you are selecting three things here: month, day, and year. So that's why your select is again repeated multiple times. After that you are doing a click multiple times, right? Select here and click, and this is a click and this is a click. So click is repeated couple of times, so that's why click is repeated. So keyword driven approach, when I say keyword driven approach, there are some set of keys that are already predefined, and those keywords we are using for automation. So which these keywords are given by Selenium IDE already, they are already present. So just we are using those keywords. So when I do an recording, so it is automatically giving the keywords. Can I do it manually? You can also do it manually if you know the keyword. So how can you do it? You see here, there is a command, there is a target, there is a value. So in the command you can select, there are a lot of commands. So you can have almost 500 commands or etc. So you don't need all the commands. You can do recording, and then Selenium can suggest the good commands to you. So but for your reference I'm telling this. So you have the command, you can also give the target. The target is nothing but the object. So how to give the targets we'll understand in the next class, how you can give the targets etc, because that's what we'll be going to see in the next class. And then the value is nothing but the test data, like the name that you have provided, or the password that you have provided, or the jan or etc that you have provided. So the command is nothing but the keyword. The target is nothing but whatever the target that you have to find, and then the value that you wanted to give. So you can give manually also command, target, and value. Okay. So I'll stop here. I'll take questions. Any questions, Kavita?
No, Bharat, I'm good.
Pragna, any questions? I can't hear you, Pragna. So I'm just thinking that you don't have any questions. Somehow your voice is not. You can just type in case if you have any questions. Okay. Raja, you do have any questions?
Sorry, I was disconnected. I'll go through recording.
Okay, Raja. Just go through the recording. It's not too complex of a tool. It's very very simple tool. I mean, you can easily understand it. But if you have any questions tomorrow, I'll give some time for questions. Okay. Shailaja, you are there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You have any questions, Shailaja?
No, this was little bit simple. I
I
can
can't
understand.
hear you, Shailaja. Can you just voice?
Uh, no questions, Bharat. I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool, Shailaja. Okay, no problem. Okay, again I'll just repeat. So now we are looking at a tool called Selenium IDE. As I said, the Selenium IDE tool is a tool that is initially developed by ThoughtWorks, a company called ThoughtWorks. It works only on Firefox. I'm very specific again. It works only on Firefox. It doesn't work on any other any other browsers. A Chrome doesn't have a plugin for the Selenium IDE, or IE or Safari doesn't have Selenium IDE plugins. So that is one of the major disadvantage of having the Selenium IDE. So it's a big disadvantage. And also you have to open the Selenium IDE. So now, and also you have to open the Firefox manually. It will not open Firefox. If you want to run the test case, it will not open the Firefox and run the test case. You have to manually open the Firefox, and then you have to manually open the Selenium IDE, and then only you can automate the test case or run the test case. So that is another major disadvantage. Okay, the disadvantages, one is that you have to it works only on Firefox. Major disadvantages. So works only on Firefox, so it doesn't work on any other browser. So if you want to use also any other browser, so you don't have plugins for it, and you have to open the Firefox to test. Okay, so until or unless you open the Firefox manually, there is no point. It'll not test. So it can be used for simple unit test automation, but not an enterprise level. I mean, like, because you need to do cross browser testing. When I say cross browser testing, you might need to test in multiple different browsers. So if you're testing in only on Firefox, then it's not a very good test, right? So you have to test on Chrome and also Firefox, because, like, say Southwest.com, if I'm giving it to users, users might use it on Firefox or on Chrome or on Safari or Opera or whatever it is. So now if I test only on Firefox, then it's a very bad thing, right? I have to test it on different browsers like Chrome, and I have to test it on Safari or Opera or IE, Edge, etc., etc. So that is one of the big disadvantages for testing, because it only works on Firefox. So initially, because it's written as a unit test tool, they have written it, but you cannot simply, at an enterprise level, if you're doing an automation for a big company, you cannot have the tool as your major tool for automation. So that's one of the big disadvantages. So it can be used for a simple unit testing automation, like if you want to create some data, or if you want to do some automation for simple testing, and then you're already in project which you are working manually, and then if you want to just test whether you can do automation or not, simple unit testing or simple testing you can just easily do by Selenium IDE. But there are advantages also. It's not too disadvantages as such also. So the advantages of the tool are, you can simple record and playback. So you don't have to write more code or something like that. Very simple. You can just do record and playback and run the code, and it will run the code and it will do the validation, etc., etc. We have to see the validation. We'll see the validation also. But you can do simple record and playback. You can just record and then you can play back and then run, see the automated script. So if you see anything on a website, it is automatically doing all the things that we wanted to do, right? So you can automate your something, whatever you wanted to automate, and then you can do an application fill or whatever it is, simple record and playback. And then so you have code generators. You have code generators as plugins. Code generators means it will generate, they can generate Java code. So that will generate code for other Selenium tools. So the other Selenium tools are like Selenium RC or Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver. So you can just generate code, means it will automatically write. So there are some tools, some developed by some people. So it can automatically develop, put some code for Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver. So you can just take that code and copy paste. It will not directly work, but it will help you in doing some code writing for the other tools of Selenium, that is Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver. So one of the disadvantage was because it was not working on Firefox. So the Selenium people came up with a tool called Selenium RC. Again, almost similar tool, but with a different browser combination. But this is now obsolete, means it's not used anymore. So currently we are using Selenium WebDriver, which is the tool that we are going to discuss from tomorrow. So Selenium WebDriver supports different browsers, and then you can also generate code from the Selenium IDE to Selenium WebDriver. So this is RC is remote control. RC is remote control, but now this is obsolete. Now it is not used by anyone, and then the code is completely almost no one is using right now. So there is a new tool which came in latest version. This is 2.0 version. This is 1.0 version. The code, even the code base is different. This is not an upgrade. So the code that we write in RC and the code that we write in WebDriver is completely different. The code that we write in RC will look almost like Selenium IDE. I can show you the code. But if you see the Selenium WebDriver, the code that we write is completely a different set of code. I mean, the two are not even common. It has written by two different people and two different things. So it's completely different. Okay. So now, if you want, there's a big difference between Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver. So now let's go and see how we can generate the code. So you can just go and say file, and we have saved already the test case. We can just open. So it's on the desktop. So let me go to the desktop. So we're already on the desktop. So let me go and open the where did I save it? So here I've saved it, Selenium IDE. So just click on that. So now you have seen the two test cases that got opened. So now if you want to generate some code from here, so you can say file, and then you can export test case as, and then you can say Java testng to, these are all frameworks. We will discuss that later. So Java testng or WebDriver, so or remote control, but remote control is already obsolete. That's what I was saying. So now you can just say, now let me generate with Java testng, because you can do by C#, Python, Ruby, other languages also. But now because we are using a language called Java to write our code, so we can do in Java. But if you are using C# and NUnit, you can do using C#. And if you are using Python or Ruby, so there are a lot of plugins that are available to generate the code. So you can do it in any language, but because now in this class we are learning Java, and most of the projects uses in Java uses Selenium, so we are mostly using Java here. So when I say Java testng WebDriver, so it will ask you to save the file. So I'm saying test Selenium Selenium WebDriver. So I'm saving it. Click on save. So, and I'm doing the same thing again, file, export test case as. I'm also doing the Java testng remote control to show the difference. So test Selenium, I can say RC. So now two ways of saving it. So click on save. So okay, so let me go and file, export test case as Selenium testng remote control test Selenium RC. It got already saved. I don't know why it is giving an error. So let me go and close now. Close and then close, and let's open the files and see how they look. Okay. Test WebDriver. So just open with TextEdit. So if you see here, the code that we get is a Java code, the packages, import statements, etc., etc. And the way that you see driver.find element, and if you see the code, it's completely in a different I mean, this is how the WebDriver code looks. So can I directly use this like this? You can use it, but you have to do some setup in Java. So that setup we'll learn how to use it and etc. etc. Tomorrow onwards we'll start be using WebDriver. So some of it is not even updated. You cannot directly use it like this, but there is a way we can manipulate it. So I can tell you how to manipulate it, but it generates the code. And this is a Selenium WebDriver code, and tomorrow onwards we'll be seeing this code only. So this is how it looks. Okay. So now if I go to the RC code, right, Selenium RC code that I've generated, open with the text edit. If you see, oh, it did not generate. So let me go and generate again. Okay. So go and go to Thrash. Okay. Go to Firefox and open the file. And then I say file export test case as Java testng remote control, and I'll say RC. It is giving some error. So let me save it in a different. That I think the tool is not working properly. So let me go and do it in a different way. So let me go and open again. File, open the same. We have in the desktop, and then we can just open one. Open, and then I can export it into a different version. Export test cases. I'm just using JUnit here. JUnit remote control, and then RC. And click on save. RC replace. Okay, so it did RC now. So I think the testng one was not working. So RC one is working. So where is RC? So now I just open with text edit. So if you see this code, the code is completely different now. So if you see the differences now, right? So if you see the WebDriver code, so if you see there's a lot of Java code here, a lot of Java code and lot of this thing. So and then if you see the same thing if you see the the RC code. So it is very simple code, and it is using the same commands, the type command, select command, click command. So it's almost looking like the keywords that we have used in the Selenium IDE. This is RC code, so it almost looks like the way that we have written in the Selenium IDE, but the different way to launch Chrome and etc etc. But this is already obsolete, so you don't need to use this anymore. But why I am showing this is it's a different code. I mean, Selenium RC code and Selenium WebDriver code are completely two different ways of writing things. Don't think that it's just an upgrade and you have to learn Selenium RC also. Selenium RC is almost like Selenium IDE, so which is like a keyword driven approach. Because it's not too much of customizable thing, so people didn't like this version. So people started moving out, and then there is a new version that got created, which is called Selenium WebDriver. So and then they have given a lot of flexibility in this tool. So that's how this tool is used mostly than using the other tool. The last and final topic that I wanted to tell is, so we told this is a test case now, right? When I say test case, if I go and run this test case, so now we have done only test steps. So what is the validation here? So as a user, when I do something like test, when I say test case, so we have to do some verification, right? The verification is, if I give, I mean, in your document, it says like this. In your document or in your test case, it says like this. If I give the test right here, because I am giving the test here, I'm getting a message here saying that, guys, you are not following my policies. That's why, I mean, this is one of the requirement that if you give the test here, I'll also give you a message like this, because you are not following the testing the standard approach of creating an account. So that's what it is telling, right? So now, as a tester, you should also verify that whenever you do something like this, you should get this message or not. Means you are getting this message or not is your verification. That's one test case for you. So if you give valid name and valid username, valid password, and valid email address, you won't get this message, right? That's another test case. So this is one of the test case. So you can give. So there are a lot of combinations of test cases that you can have. So with this page itself, you might have 20, 25 odd test cases. You might need to automate all those test cases, right? A test case is anything you are testing. So there is a requirement, and you are doing a testing for that. So when you are testing it, so you need to now validate, if this message comes, then my test case passes. If this message doesn't come, then my test case will fail, because I'm giving a test here, then I'm expecting a message here, and if that message doesn't come, then it will fail. So if you want to do validations, validation is nothing but verifying whether that that the requirement is matching or not. So that is what you are trying to do here. So if you want to do that, a simple procedure in Selenium IDE is select the text that you wanted to do it, right click, and if you see here, show all available commands, you can do show all available commands, and you can do assert or verify. I'll tell you what is the difference between assert and verify. So you can just say assert element present ID or assert text ID. So you can just say assert text ID. So if you go to the Selenium IDE, so you have added one more thing called Selenium as a text ID. So I got some unwanted thing. So I'll just go and delete that. So now you say once you click on it, you are also verifying, asserting some text. So we require everyone to use this value. So that's the value so that it captured. So if you are checking this message, then the test will pass. If you don't verify that message, then the test will fail. So that's what you're doing here, correct? So because until or unless, see, what we have done previously was only test steps. So you have done some test steps, that's not testing. So you have to verify whether the test passed or not. So there are a lot of things, right? You can also do login, and once you click on login, it should log in. Means in the login, you have to verify something, whether you are logged in or not. Otherwise, it will not become a test case. That's only test steps. So now, because you're telling a test case, the test case is something which you do after validation. So once you validate something, then only it will become a test case. So now if you see here, when I select the things, and then if I do right click, and then if I do show all available commands, I'm getting two things. One is verify and one is assert. So let me add verify also to the test case. So if I see here, I got verify text and then assert text. The difference between verify text and assert text is, even though if there is a failure in the verified text, it will still continue the test case. If it is assert text, if it fails in the assert text, then it will not continue the test case, it will stop the test case. Means it will not continue from there on. So assert means if there is a failure in that step, and means if that message is not validated, then it will not continue the test case. Verify means even though there is a failure in the test case, it will still continue the test case. So that's what means. Still, if this test is not verified also, you can continue the test case. So there are some cases where you have to do verify, and there are some cases where you have to do assert. So like if you think of when I'm opening a browser and the Facebook page, right? If this page completely did not open, so there is no page at all, then there is no point in continuing the test case, because there is no way that you can continue, because there is no page at all, it's not opening anything. So if you're doing testing in real environment, sometimes you don't see pages because of some miscommunication, or the environment is not good, or etc., a lot of things. So in those cases, if there is something wrong, there is no point in continuing or automating the test case, correct? So those things, so in those things you can do an assert. Means you can stop the testing from there. So verify is like something, some small data you're trying to verify, and then that data, if you think, okay, even though that data is missing, still you can continue the test case, then you can do the verify. So it depends on the scenario. Either you can use verify text or assert text. So whatever you want, you can use it. Okay. So now if I just run the test case now, it will just do the verification also. Okay, it failed here because by the time it was very fast, and by the time it came to this step, it did not, it did not work. And then still it continued to the assert text, and it passed that step. So the same thing, because it was very fast, and by the time it ran, it was not coming. So if you see here, they too failed because it took some time to run, come up and do. So if we do it in slow fashion, so then the test case will pass. Means it takes some time to populate that message, because your tool is different and your this thing is different. We will discuss that later, but now if you see, all the tests passed, because now it took some time, and then the already by the time it came, the message has been already populated. So now this test passed. So this is how you can use Selenium IDE tool. So this is one of the tool, very good tool that you can use. So that's it for the Selenium IDE tool. Tomorrow we can do the Selenium WebDriver. So if you have any questions, just refer to this video. So